Wow. Second day in a row streaming, right? Let's see if I'm going to do it a little bit better today. But I hope you enjoyed yesterday with the Wyckoff model. Today it's almost a little bit like a cryptocurrency portfolio update, but not really. But I wanted to share with you some of the profits, the staking rewards that we were able to generate for Betty, of course. It's Betty's portfolio, right? Remember, I own nothing and I'm pretty happy, and Betty owns it all and she's fucking miserable. No, but I can tell you, when it comes to the end of the month, you can be damn sure Betty, she comes, and Cherry, even from the bar, they come and they knock on the door and they want to know what the rewards are. And as the portfolio is growing, obviously it's more work. So I'm gonna share with you how we came to the around $7,000. It is unfortunately not the entire portfolio, because this I'm gonna need tomorrow to do that too. And just remember, what we will also see here is that even when we have been experiencing the bear market in the past year, actually just some positions that have just been, staked, I think we're doing pretty okay for, let's say, we're still far away from the all-time highs. The staking rewards are not that high, but for Betty, 7,000 in the right pocket. That obviously, I don't agree with the Betty and Jerry, they should go and spend it, but actually use those rewards to average in to those market leaders of tomorrow. So that's what we're going to go through today. And that's all I got to say about that. Let me see here. Loud and clear. Thank you so much, Ron Jeremy and Shahida. Meet my soul brother. Phil Marshall is here. Jerome Harris. It's good to see all of you. Let's just run through before we go into the chat. And yeah, we got to start, remember. And I think it goes a little something like this here. I want to welcome you to Crypto Never Sleeps, to the Staking Reward Edition. In case you're new to this channel, you want to stay on top of the crypto world, but then do me a favor. Hit like, smash, and subscribe and all them goodies so that you can be notified every time we upload new videos or stream, so that you can, and this is important to me, protect your wealth, preserve your wealth, and ultimately increase your wealth. My name is Nico Harachi, and I'm the host of the littlest crypto channel on the interweb. There we go. So let's see what we do here. Well, but as always, we're going to look at the 15-minute chart of the Bitcoin. Is at 27,890. It's up 2.9%. When I woke up this morning, I could see Bitcoin was up almost 4%. This is when the first friend, I woke up and he was writing me. First friend that I haven't heard from in a long time. One of those friends that buy high and sell low. And, he was like saying, oh, the market is up, so should we re-enter? So he's one of the smarter friends, not like you and me. Anyway, so Bitcoin almost 28,000. We got Ethereum 1,667. We got Cardano at 26 cents. And we got a lovely dot at $4. There's actually a lot to say about them all. Now, we want to jump over to Cardano because there's not a lot happening on the Cardano ecosystem, right? But if we go over, I like always to look here at the sentiment. And if we go in there, we look at the development activity, which I always think is also a good indicator that you can use. It takes a little time. We gotta be patient. But when I looked yesterday, we could see that Cardano was in fact the blockchain with the highest amount of development action in the past 30 days, and still is. So we can see Cardano's really in the first place, and followed right behind Polkadot and Kusama, and then Chainlink. We got to link it all together, right? But it's also not bad is we got Hedera right down on number, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, number 7. But anyway, so even though there must be something going on in the background with Cardano, thank God.
Hello Africa, tell me how you doing. Hello motherland, tell me how you doing. Hello Africa, tell me how you doing. Hello motherland, tell me how you doing.
I like that little Africa sang there song there from Dr. Alban. Anyway, if we look here at Bitcoin, you know, I like to look at it on the weekly, and what it shows, it's still very little volume. I mean, this is the only thing that scares me, but we have moved above the 7-day moving average. On the other hand, we shouldn't expect to see lots and lots and lots and lots of volume until we most likely will break through the 60,000. I think once we're going to break through the previous all-time high, that's when we're going to see, you know, retail investors, the masses come. And the fact that, as I always said, that you and I, we're already here, I don't see any reason why we're not in peace with only 20 people watching, you know, the Lions, that we in peace are going to enjoy this ride up to 60,000. And then the masses are going to come in, and then we're probably going to see more volume. No, but still the volume is not so spectacular, but at least we're going the right direction. But it's also interesting, I thought we should maybe today look at Polkadot, because, you know, I love those sexy looking dots. And if we see here, I mean, how much further can DOT go down? DOT is currently around $4, right? I mean, it's actually, I mean, this is really, you can go in and you can do 2020 all over again. And I really think that this is an opportunity that many didn't think we would see when we were up here at 50. And I really believe that the Polkadot, those lovely dots are good, beautiful. Now, talking about that, don't forget the Avalanche. I really think that they, based on what they're coming up, but that's a different story. No, let's actually go in and look at AVAX, right, where it is. Just also out of my own curiosity, because I need to increase that position. That's the thing I can say right now. We're going to increase AVAX. Also, last week, when it was 2 weeks ago, we increased very much in Graph and in Moonbeam, but AVAX is certainly a coin that we want to, I mean, look at this, right? I mean, 94% down from previous all-time high. And I truly believe we're going to see around 350 in 2025. Anyway, let's have a quick look here before we go into the... Look, it's also a lovely day, right? Bitcoin up here at 3%. If we scroll down, what I also saw... Okay, now we can see some are down again. But what I saw, what was moving earlier today was it Live Peer or what was it? Blockchain Rune is picking up. You see, it's going to be difficult to identify which coins are going to be the first movers, right? Let me just see, didn't we see something here? Storage A, 44% up in the last 7 days. Remember, decentralized storage, not a bad thing. Now it just went from 44 down to 29. I guess we're going down a little bit. And Moonbeam was up very nicely, but now down 7% over 7 days. Centrifuge, remember, real world assets is important. Also, what is it? BlackRock, very much. What is it? Larry Fink truly believes that the blockchain is made for tokenizing real world assets onto the blockchain. When BlackRock is behind, talking about BlackRock, right? About the Bitcoin ETF, that is probably also another thing that could really trigger that the masses will flow in. Akala is also up 23% over 7 days. Remember, we used to be a big fan of Akala, still not. No, after the way they fucked up, I will never own them again. Anyway, guys, Gamify upset. No, nothing. That's about that. Let's move on to the staking reward. And before that, I want to see who is here. If anyone is in the mood for just a quick chit chat. Jada Midi gets 50 Cardano every week from staking, and you know, God bless you for that. 50, that's not so bad. It's not so every week. And do you then compound? Where do you stake them? That would be interesting, because I'm actually literally doing. And what is the APR? Let me know, Shade, because somehow I'm not really doing a lot with my Cardanos. Didn't get around to it. But let's see who is here. Dennis Van Ryn is here. Good to see you. Steve Bigmy is here too. Murky Magdella. Sexy Murky Magdella. And we got Egon. I love you. And good to see you. And there we go. Gogolak. Good to see you. VAT. What is that? Water? Probably a good thing, right? Water will be a scarce commodity of the future if we understand it right. And our lovely, lovely queen is here. That is good to see you. Gonna give you some love. And we saw here, let me just see here, we got Ripper, Jack the Ripper. What are you ripping off? Persian Empire. This is just nice, just nice. Listen, Persian Empire, you should write what you have for dinner. Because remember, I'm also half Persian, and just the sound, if you can have some Persian food, oh, let me know. Who is Johnny Newby is here, good to see you. And we got Achom, who is my neighbor. And I'm gonna make a little joke on my neighbor here. My neighbor is very scared that, or really hopes that the war will stop. Because here in Ukraine, they're looking at all young, sexy-looking fellas that they should still go to the front. So my neighbor, he's hiding at home. I don't think any Ukrainian military or, the people that are going looking for young men are watching this stream. And that's why we're so happy that we got Igor here. Because Igor, he's been here taking care of me ever since this war broke out. Anyway, let's go back to the chat. Guys, what do you see here? What do you say? Trending tube, the N1 Crypto Channel. We love you. I love you. I love you. Guys, and Crypto Charlie. Oh, Crypto Charlie. Good to see you. Good to see all of you. Old friends, old friends. Remember, this is a small channel, and today we are having 60. We are all together, all 17. Just remember, I'm basically 20 seconds delayed. So, when I say something, write something in the chat, then you only hear that 20 seconds later. So in case there's any questions about anything, it's better you just pump them in now, and then I will look at it. Oh, Shahid is saying on Kraken at 4%. Very interesting. So it's not a small position you got yourself there, brother. Good to hear. Anyway, let's start and go over to this staking thing. So it is a big, but as you know, our portfolio, Betty's portfolio. Did I say there's not financial advice? You have to do your own research, and you should not feel at all that you need to buy anything of those crypto coins that Betty is holding. And the reason is simple. I don't know shit about crypto, so please, honestly, do your own research. Now that we got that out of the way. So we're gonna, as our portfolio has increased, and it's exciting and it's good, and the staking rewards are on some coins very interesting and on some not. So I'm gonna run through here. I didn't get through to look at my 1-inch rewards, but so the first one that we are looking at, remember, we're gonna get today to approximately $7,000 when we put all this together. Remember, I was not anymore on Binance. I was providing liquidity on Uniswap version 3. And so what I was doing there is I was providing a certain amount of compound and a certain amount of ETH. I got stopped out, but there's the only, let's say, the only bad thing about that is that you don't earn rewards anymore. We have to talk about this version 3 providing liquidity in a separate video. That would be way out of, it's a bit complicated. But what I wanted to go in there and say, so first one was providing liquidity. We made there for the month of September $230. Curve, which we are staking on. And for those of you who are new, when I show you these slides here, this is obviously when we basically announced here on the channel that we bought. So we got in the curve around 55 cents. We bought at 57 cents. At the discount, you can see, got in a 96% discount. And then, so you can see the potential return, should it go up to its previous all-time high. And then down on the bottom, you can see that should it go to its previous all-time high, this is the amount that Betty holds in the specific token. So should curve go to its all-time high, then Betty would be holding 271,000 worth of curve. So we are staking that on Convex Finance, and I don't know if you can see it here, in the month of September, that generated us $259. So now we are close to $500. This was Synthetics is one that we also love, and Synthetics is actually the main driver of staking rewards. You can see here, the thing is that when you provide, or when you stake on Synthetics, the rewards that you get, they're being kept basically escrowed for 12 months. So they keep them in your wallet, basically in their wallet, and and then 12 months later, you are able to withdraw your rewards. So you can see we've been staking that, for longer than a year. So now every week up here, you can see we are getting available synthetics tokens that we can then withdraw. But in the month of September, we received 1,085 synthetics. Current price times 212. So that comes up to $2,300. So synthetics has really been the main driver, I gotta say. We have bought a lot of graph, but we're staking them around 3% just recently. So that's about that. Not so, and that 3% is nothing to be too proud of. Live P has really been going up. That's lovely. Happy to see that. But I gotta say that the staking rewards, they are not so great. So from Live P, I think we made $16 in the month of September. Where do we got the? Let me see the next one, not this one. Yeah, I forgot Chromia. We are staking Chromia at 25%, but I don't know how much we made in that month. I forgot about that. The next one that I do know is Radium, which I really hope that Solana is going to take off and that Radium will be the chosen DeFi platform of the Solana ecosystem, because there we hold a quite big position. It could turn into more than 2 million. But you can see here for the month of September, I don't know if you can see it, we netted 1,731 RAID tokens, which equals $304. Now you see, so when I say that we generated $7,000, that's what we are generating at the current price. Now, if we were to, play with the idea that these tokens could go up to their potential all-time highs, and just think about it. In the month of September, we got 1,731 RAID tokens, currently valued at $304. Should Radium go up to its all-time high, which is $16, that would mean that if we keep those coins, those 1,700 times 16, now that's obviously that's a lot more than $300, right? So that's why it might not seem a lot when we have a bear market and when these coins are down, but holding them in the right pocket, in the left pocket, and in the back pocket can potentially bring a lot more. So that's why we've been staking basically all through the bear market with the positions that we had or we bought in lower. Then Metis and NetSwap, we are providing a little bit of liquidity there on NetSwap. There we got, I think it was, $63. $63 on NetSwap. But you got to put it all together, right? Now, a very strong, also the second main driver of this staking universe, or let's say circus, was obviously Hedera. And I mean, I like HBAR. And HeliSwap. Not that we hold so much in HeliSwap, but we are providing liquidity mainly with Hedera on HeliSwap and also MantraDAO. So there, and for those, I know some of you have been following this, and so we provide here in 3 different pools on HeliSwap, where we are providing liquidity with Mantra, which is the token ticker OM, and Heli. And then the second farm is Heli and HBAR, and the third one is Mantra and HBAR. Now, the APR was much higher a month ago, but still there. Total APR 77%, 74%, and only 29% when it comes to HBAR and Mantra. But nevertheless, in the month of September, we generated here with the first 824, 247, 281. So together from the Hedera, let's say, ecosystem that we're exposed to, about 1,352 green dollars for Betty. And should go in. Sometimes I record it, but it would take way too long if I would have to record or actually withdraw these rewards while I would while I would go through it. So let me see. Are there any? What do you say? Betty can retire early. Crypto Stan, good to see you. Lots of love. No, Betty. Yeah, yeah, Betty. Yeah, I don't think Betty should not retire, for God's sake. Who's gonna, take care of making the presentations and all that shit? So yeah, HeliSwap is good, and another thing I wanted to show you here, because this also makes it more interesting. So here you can see from the 3 different farms, right? So if we look at the first one where we generated $824, which is MantraDAO and Heli, right? Let's see where we go in. But the rewards are being paid out not only in Heli and MantraDAO, but also in HBAR. And that's kind of nice, right? I mean, because I don't know what's going to happen, really, honestly, with the Heli, and I don't know what's going to happen with MantraDAO, but I'm very confident in Hedera. But on the other hand, it is beautiful to have this dynamic diversification, because the Hedera ecosystem, I truly believe that has lots of potential, and the things that we are doing now on HeliSwap, I mean, is beautiful. And if we now for a second were to go in and let's do that. If we go in and want to look at HeliSwap's market cap, I mean, it is so little. I mean, coin market cap, they don't even have them, but CoinGecko does, and you can see it has like a. I mean, the market cap is so small, it is not even shown here, but it is ridiculously small. Now, remember, there are 1,000 DeFi protocols out there, and I've always said, 90% of them are going to disappear. But I do believe that each ecosystem will have one good one, and HeliSwap really very low market cap, and it works. I mean, I gotta say, everything there, user-friendly interface and everything. So, and there are not that many DeFi protocols in the Hedera ecosystem. So yeah, we'll move on here to the farm Heli and HBAR. I think they call that let me see, that's the super farm. That's the super farm where you then get more rewards in HBAR. So I mean, it's an attractive combination. Let's move on. So that's about that. I didn't check the stats from IOTA. I didn't check them from Internet Computers, and we didn't have time. Not from Power Ledger, but we're also staking them. Also staking Energy Web token, but there we only get what is that? We get the 7%. So it's not so much. We're also staking Insures, but there we also are only getting like 2 or 3%. So it's very small. Illuvium is another one where we made, contributed to this 7,000. And what we did with Illuvium was, as we did with Compound, we were providing liquidity on Uniswap version 3. And there, let me see, I got this slide here. So the rewards that we were generating there was worth Illuvium tokens 388 and worth of wrapped ETH 406. So in that position for a month, providing liquidity $794. And it was a small position. I mean, really nothing really big. I mean, if you can, we got to talk about this Uniswap version 3, because you don't really lose because there's no leverage or anything. I mean, if you just have to stay within the range. I don't know if you guys know about, but if you don't look at version 3, and we should talk more about it, on a small position, almost $800 in rewards. So that was nice. And the next one, let me see here. The next one we're doing a little bit in the Polkadot ecosystem, but we are doing that, as I told you before, we're doing that on Moonwell, which is another DeFi platform within the Moonbeam and Moon River. And I just have to find the slides from today. Here we go. So what we did when it came to providing. No, here we're just staking. We're just staking Moonbeam and some DOT, and then we're receiving Moonwell tokens in reward, and those we then also stake. But there for that month it was only $78, but nevertheless, our then where was it here? Maybe I'll scroll down a little. Where is the other one? You see it's not Betty is not gonna get her staking rewards today. That doesn't go like that. Now here we go, and here we're providing on Moonwell. We are providing within the Moon River ecosystem, right? It's the ugly cousin of Moonbeam. We're providing KSM, some Kusama, and some Moon River tokens. And there for the month of September, we got $208 for that. So that's that. We're almost at the end. Quickly, it goes quick, right? Just a few more. Litentry. Well, actually, not. Litentry is also good, providing liquidity there on Cumulon.cloud. And there, it's funny there is that they compound your rewards. So you kind of need to go in and calculate it yourself in a way. But it's also good because when they accumulate your rewards, that means you don't have to withdraw them and then, you know, stake them in. It just goes, you can just, as I did actually, you just start staking and then you come and look 1 year later. So that was around $210. And let me just see. Another one where we were providing liquidity on version 3 was Origin Trail. And we're providing, of course, always there you provide liquidity in a combination of Ethereum and then the other altcoin, right? In this case, it was Origin Trail and Ethereum. And for the month of September, we got 2,000 additional track tokens, trading at around 24 cents. And we got wrapped ETH 0.28, which then came out to around $473. So on that position, also $962 for a month, and it's still going. So that was also good. Let me see what else. That's about that. I mean, that went quick, huh? Sometimes it's just good to have a quick a quick presentation, not so much talk. It makes me feel better, and probably also you a lot better. So before we go into the chat, let's let's go to the chat and see if what you guys, if you think anything about that. Let me see. Blockchain Bully. Well, where's Blockchain Bully? Oh, it's Blockchain Betty. Let me see. Dr. Gavin Wood, he's a dream man. Let me see. No, up here. So if there's no Solana does well, Radium will exactly. That's the thing. If Solana's gonna do, Radium's gonna. I mean, that's the thing. So so what do you say? And then we got Bashak and something. Well, that's good, guys. Then the only thing, I think that was you know, no need to do things more complicated. I read some here in the news just before we started. I mean, I just wanted to go through with this. Did you read this? I mean, Sam Bankman-Fried considered paying Trump $5 billion not to run for president. I mean, do you think this is true? I mean, things are becoming more and more ridiculous, right? I like how CNBC, Sam Bankman-Fried, they're alleged, so they are not even, you know, no, it could be that Sam Bankman-Fried is gonna walk out just free as can be. Because remember, in the, you know, especially, I would say here, currently in the United States, what is right is wrong, and what is wrong is right, and what is up is down, and what is down is up. And a man is a woman, and a woman is a man, right? So, alleged crypto criminal. He's probably going to get out free. That is ridiculous. Then the other thing I found also ridiculous, just that small thing that you probably also were following yourself. When we're talking about the debt ceiling in the US, right? What happens when the US hits its debt ceiling? That it hits its debt ceiling basically, you know, very often. But isn't it, if we just use some small logic, isn't it amazing that the US is running out of money, needs to increase the debt ceiling by printing more out of thin air, and then the Democrats are unhappy because the Republicans don't want to give more help to Ukraine. I mean, how are you even able to finance a war so far away when you can't even pay your own bills? Which also leads me to this other crisis that we have, right, in Nagorno-Karabakh. You see, it's funny because there are also a lot of people, running away, really scared of being there. Why are we not helping them? Why is nobody talking about them? And then just just a thought, I want to give you this thought before I leave. It's so funny that when Russia overtook the Donbass region, and then they're issuing Russian passports, people stayed. Even though everybody in the West say the people there that the Donbass region has been taken over and the people, they don't want to belong to Russia. But the Ukrainians in the Donbass region stayed there, accepted the Russian passport, and not because they were being kept prisoners. And this is what we are seeing in Nagorno-Karabakh, because there the people are literally scared of the Azerbaijan government. Yeah. Anyway, things are always being portrayed just the way they want. So what do you say? Oh, there we got Lee. That's a good thing. I like Lee is back in the house. Let me see. Fake news. That's all this craziness in the world is what happens at the end of an empire completely. I mean, and then I'm also asking myself, because I think most of us are more or less in the same age, right? Were we so dumb? Were we so naive when we were younger and we only start realizing it now? Or were we always living in such a, let's say, upside down world? That's the question that keeps being on my mind these days. So what do you say? What are your thoughts on BRICS taking on some of the big financial global players? Yeah, I mean, I really would like to speak a lot more about geopolitics, but since this is a crypto channel and since I'm not doing so much at the moment, I try to kind of, at least let you know what's going on with the portfolio. The BRICS and geopolitics is probably one of the most interesting things that's going on. And, we also hear in the West that everybody hates Russia, right? And foo-foo and all them so bad. But we should not forget that the BRICS, if you count, the amount of people, if we look at the GDP, if we look at the resources, it looks like the majority of the world, they have chosen, and they have not chosen Uncle Sam. So it will be exciting. And we can also see that it's only the Western worlds that have, Western countries that have really lost on this war. Another thing that's funny, right, is that Russia used to be, one of the biggest gas and oil exporters. I mean, I just schemed that headline, so I could be a little bit wrong. But now all of a sudden, European countries, they're buying gas and oil from Turkey and from Switzerland and from India. And you might know that India has become has exponentially increased their, amount of natural resources that they're buying from Russia. And it's not because they're using it all of them themselves. See, the countries in the European Union, they will agree that they cannot buy it from Russia direct, but we can set up a little company in Switzerland or in Turkey or in somewhere else, and then that company buys it from Russia, and then the European Union buys it from them, and then everything's fine. Lots of success. Tomorrow we're going to talk about Polkadot, and let's see, maybe I can prepare either tomorrow or the day after a geopolitical, investors reality stream. I love you so much, all of you. Thank you for coming here. Stay strong, stay home, and don't think, because too much thinking literally causes depression. I love you, and that's it. See you tomorrow. Thank you. And don't have a plan B. Crypto is here to stay.